Hi, John Sowash here, and just a follow-up to my previous post on the flipped classroom. When I implemented this into my classroom, I was surprised by a few things, and to help educators considering integrating the flipped classroom into their class, here are the 5 top things that I wish I had known when I started out with the flipped classroom. The first one is that it takes a lot more time than you would think to record your lectures. You might say, well, I've got all my PowerPoints ready to go, I deliver them all the time, this will be easy. Well, not the case. It takes a lot of time to produce your lectures in a reproducible format, post them to YouTube or to iTunes, and make sure all the links are working and the handouts match up with the presentations. So don't underestimate how much time it actually does take to put those together. Secondly, when I started, I was a little optimistic, I guess you'd say, and I say, oh, I'm only going to use things that I make. I'm only going to record my own lectures. I'm not going to reuse anybody else's material. And while that was a nice thought, it's just way too difficult to record and create everything from scratch. So I would encourage you to research what is available. There's lots of quality content available. Look at YouTube, TeacherTube, Vimeo, see what other video resources are available, and certainly slide decks from other people, handouts, reuse those as much as you can. It'll save you a lot of time and allow you to focus on helping your students, not just creating material. Thirdly, don't be surprised if your students don't like this. To be honest with you, sitting through a lecture is easy. Students like to do it. It's comfortable. It requires very little effort on their part. And so when you change things and you actually require them to work, and when they come to class they have to participate and really work hard, they might push back a little bit against the flipped classroom method. Do not take this as a negative necessarily. Anytime growth occurs, it's hard. And so I think this is just a change from the norm, and those negatives may not necessarily be all negative. Fourthly, keep your options open. Don't do what I did and say, okay, we're only doing the flipped classroom. I am totally getting rid of the old way of doing things. Pick a couple of lessons and start there. Don't try to rearrange your entire class for the entire year. That's just going to be way too much. Start small, pick a couple of lessons, work at them, make them really good, and then each year after that continue to improve and then add additional lessons and units into the flipped classroom method. Trying to do it all at once will end up just making you frustrated, your students frustrated. It's just a lot to bite off at one time. Finally, and this is something I've mentioned a few times before in my other post, make sure you have a plan for the extra class time that is now available since you're not lecturing in class. This is one of the areas in which I think I failed the most. I spent all of my time creating those lectures and putting them together, and I did not spend enough time planning out the activities that I was going to do with my newly liberated class time. Make sure that these activities are hands-on, that they are inquiry-based, they're requiring students to use higher order thinking skills, because that's really the whole point of the flipped classroom, to move away from rote data dump kind of activities to activities that require students to think and to learn on their own. So those are 5 things that I wish I would have known when I started the flipped classroom. I hope that you'll learn from my mistakes and my errors, and that as you integrate the flipped classroom into your class, that you'll have a very positive experience.